Yeah, I guess maybe I should go dump my bag out and come back, because my hands are gonna fill up pretty quick here. Okay, we're gonna go take the bag back to the van, empty it, and come back with a fresh bag. And we're not gonna bring our nabbers this time. Why am I getting my keys out? I'm not near my van. See what kind of scrap metal we can get out of this pit thing area. Oh, I forgot, I was gonna show you, I just went out to a quick little spot yesterday, and I found, I hit like, what, 4 or 5 dumpsters, not many, but one had, I also stopped at the Bed Bath & Beyond, to which I got, you know, cloth, some other stuff, there's some nice jackets. Those aren't from Bed Bath & Beyond. Found that. Anyway, yeah, and the one dumpster, it had all these electronics here. That's from Bed Bath & Beyond, some glass cleaner. Whatever this is, electronic reader thing. It's some old cell phones. It'd be really funny to get, actually this one's a knockoff iPod, MP3 player, 4 gigabytes. It'd be really funny if, you know, I don't know, even if they don't work, they do go for scrap metal. This is like a little, tiny little leashed mouse. It was sitting in some pretty nasty juice, so I gotta clean that off. I'll try it out, see if it works. You know, handful of wires here. But what I was most excited about is this container, which has a camera in it. I don't know, it's probably nothing special or amazing. It's probably pretty old. It might not even work. But it has the case. It should have a cable with it. Yep. So, you know, we'll try that out, and who knows, at the very least, probably a pawn shop will give me $5 for it if I don't need it or don't want to use it. Okay, and then I was trying to figure out how to better sort my different items. This here just has like my own personal stuff in it, like some papers and my shoes, which need to get sorted better into my wooden storage thing in the back there underneath my bed. And then I'll have this bin for, you know, something, scrap metal, I guess. I was thinking of dedicating a bin just to wires, because wires do pile up pretty quick. This bin, findables, keepables, sellables, like actual working products and items like this plane or these jackets. So I guess these would go in there. This is probably going to be scrap metal. I'm not really certain what I want to do with my scrap metal yet. Oh, and then obviously I have the bins on the back. So, but I don't like to put anything heavy in here. I just keep my cans in here, and I try to take cans and bottles, and I try to take my bottles in pretty much as often as I pass a beer store, because they're too heavy. I don't like too much weight being put back here. I need to tighten my bike rack up a bit more. Anyway, and then yeah, scrap metal is going to go in here, I guess, but yeah, like I said, I don't want all this weight back here, so I don't know, not sure how I'm going to do this. All right, and we're back. Hopefully I've got the angle on the GoPro just right. Recollect the little bits of scrap metal we had. So you notice I cut the longer handles off of the IKEA bag because they just get in the way and confuse me every time I try to pick my bag back up, and I have no need for using the long handles since it just drags on the ground. So just the short handles are good for me. And yeah, these bags are really good, so if you have an IKEA where you live and you want to do anything like this, these are great. They're really strong. They're like made out of plastic or whatever, like the same, it looks like the same weaved material as a tarp's made out of. Feels like it might be, I don't think it's double layered, but they're strong. As far as I can tell, water tight, and they only cost like 80 cents or something. There's actually a bigger one than this, but it's like an awkward, like it's just really long. It's not any deeper. So I have no need for that. These ones are good. These are like, yeah, 80 cents, or they're less than $1 at any rate. Steel. It's aluminum, or I don't know, it's not steel anyway, it's good. I can see I could be here for quite a while collecting stuff here, which is good. It's a good spot to collect items from. Wait, is this a piece of steel? No. Some sort of wire, I guess. I don't know. Normally I have one of these. This is just a magnet. I keep it on my keys in case I'm out and I'm not even scrapping and I see something that I could pick up, you know. I don't want to waste my time picking up metal like steel. I do need an individual little magnet. I have one on my bike and 2 more in my van as backups because I sometimes lose them, obviously. But yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna take this off because it's annoying carrying my keys around. Of course, watch now, I'm probably gonna lose it. I shouldn't lose it with the bright color that they put on here. Speaking of which, Metalogics, that's the scrapyard. That's the one and only scrapyard I've ever gone to. There's a few other scrapyards near them, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. I know the one. I like it. I like the way they work. They're actually really honest there. If I don't realize something is like if I bring in something and I think it's worth, and I think it's like something crappy, they'll actually scratch or test it, find out, see that it's something better, and they'll be like, oh, here, this is actually better, and then they give you the better price, which is really cool. They don't rip you off like I feel like a lot of scrapyards would and do. Although, then again, like I said, that's the only one I've ever been to, so maybe that's not the case. I don't know. I just know that a lot of people in the scrap metal business are kind of sketchy people. But I think that's more so the collectors of scrap metal. That's plastic. Which I understand, because collecting scrap metal is typically typically done by people who can't get an actual job, like a normal job. Dumpster diving, it's dirty, it's related to, homeless people, vagrancy. So I understand why typically a lot of metal scrappers are sketchy people, and kind of gives, scrappers and dumpster divers a bad rep, but whatever. Nothing you can do about that, other than maybe try to make videos like this of, well, even now I'm kind of breaking the law and being a bit of a hooligan myself. But, ultimately, if you think about it, what I'm doing is I'm cleaning up. I'm just cleaning, and I'm also going to get paid for it. Working my own hours. Having fun. This is fun. This is like, I don't know if I've said it before or not, but modern day treasure hunting. You ever play video games like Fallout or Skyrim? Oh, this is actually a bit more like Fallout, considering the post-apocalyptic wasteland theme that we've got going on. But, adventure games with loot. Go out and explore, find stuff. Luckily, I don't have any goblins to fight. Although it would be cool if goblins were real and, there was no penalty for fighting them and killing them if they attacked you. That would be cool. That would add to this lifestyle, for sure. But, this is just the looting aspect of those types of games. And it's not even really looting, right? Because looting is... See, so that's like a hard drive, I think, maybe? Or, I don't know. Some computer people would know what that is. But scrapyards do take electronics like that. Not worth a lot of money, but they are worth something anyway. This is like easy picking. This is... If you've ever done tree planting, this is like planting in the burn piles. This is cream. This is nice and easy. Just walking around and picking stuff up off the ground. You don't even really have to look for it, really. Like, it's just right in front of you. It's not dirt out of there. Dumpsters obviously require you to go around and check tons of different dumpsters, and a lot of the times you get a dumpster with you get a lot of dumpsters with absolutely nothing in them. So that eats into your time to money made ratio. That's all really old steel. Let's see. The bag's actually getting kind of, I don't know, probably weighs like 6-7 pounds already, maybe more, maybe 10. I don't know. I haven't scrapped in you know, 6, 7, 8 months, so my weigh-in arm's a little off, but it'll get there. Should have brought some water. I'm dying out here. Ooh. That's all ABX cable. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of there. That looks like it's in there pretty good. No sense in hurting myself trying to get out there. Well, actually, maybe I can cut it off with my snips. Let's see. I should be able to. And I'll see if I can get that aluminum pipe too. ABX cable's good scrap metal. It weighs a decent amount. It's got a copper content, an aluminum content. I don't know what it is that I find about places like this just looking so cool. Like, I want to, you know, if I didn't live in a van, I'd want to live in a place like this. Yeah, I was gonna say that looks like copper. That teal patina on it, that's either copper or brass. Patina is like another word for, I guess, rust. It's just the way other metals rust. You can call it patina sometimes. So these are either copper or brass. I don't know which one yet. Probably brass based on how big they are and how heavy they feel. Oh, that one's really packed full of stuff. Could drop it. Oh, my skull and glasses. There. Don't want to lose those. Just got these ones yesterday. See if we can get the crap out of here. Yeah, try not to make all the noise in the world, but let's see. Oh no, that actually looks like copper. That's brown. That's a nice piece of copper to find. Hopefully there's lots more of these in here. Copper is the most valuable semi-precious metal. Not really precious metal. Like, precious metals are like, yeah, gold and silver, but copper is the most valuable one typically. You know, depending on its grade. Number 1, number 2, Bear Bright, between, you know, $2.75 to $3.50 a pound. What is that noise? So copper's a good one to find, but brass is second, usually between $1.90 and $2.30 a pound. But typically, when you find brass, you find a lot more of it, and it's denser, so it's a smaller amount of it is usually heavier in comparison to copper. So brass and copper are my favorite things to find. First in the scrap metal realm anyway. A funny example of another garbage or dumpster dive find, tidbit of information is Lego, loose Lego, brand name Lego, not Mega Blocks, not connector bricks, or, you know, whatever rip-offs there are. Brand name Lego, just a mess of it, you know, a lot of it. Try not to have other toys mixed in with it. Is worth $10 a pound. More than 3 times as much as scrap copper. And it's actually worth more if it has Star Wars Lego in it, I've read. And the minifigures, the Lego guys, are worth between $3 and $5 a piece. So these ones they have little holes in them. I don't know. There's beer in them. I've been sitting outside for quite a while. Just empty these. Yeah, sorry for all my Laker Red fans out there watching this get dumped out, but I do not need it. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Lego is worth yeah, $10 a pound. So and it adds up pretty quick. I found a bucket of Lego in a dumpster once, just like a small recycling bin. You know, somebody didn't think, you know, so I guess maybe their kid moved out or, you know, got older or whatever, didn't need all their Lego anymore, so they just threw it out. You know, and I love Lego myself, so I just grabbed it out of my own interest. And then I later Googled it and found out, yeah, $10 a pound. So the bucket was 10 pounds, so I got $100 for it. You know, that's not bad because it took, okay, well, if you don't count me biking around all day, well, even if you count me biking around all day, I was probably up for 4 hours, say, that day. And on that one find alone, which took, you know, 30 seconds of me checking a dumpster and pulling it out, I made $100. So if we don't count all the other scrap metal and all the other finds and all the empties that I found that day, that's still $25 an hour. Pretty good money. Yeah, yeah, like I said, I've done scrapping full time for a few months in my off season between my seasonal jobs, for a total of probably 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe 10 months total in my whole life. I just started doing this about 2 years ago, and I can only really do it in the warm months. And yeah, but anyway, so on my worst month, I have it all written down. What I do is I calculate the time that it takes me to come out and do this. What is this? Calculate the time it takes me to come out and do that. Is that even, oh, that's ceramic or clay or whatever. I calculate the time that I take out of my day to come and do this, write all that down, and then I calculate the money I made, and then so I put the time spent that whole month, and then I pit that against the money I made that whole month. And on my worst month, I made $15 in it. I think, you know what? I think I covered this in my first video, but I'll say it again anyway. My worst month, I made $15 an hour, which is $1 more than minimum wage currently is here in Ontario, Canada. And you know, that was by far my worst month. Like, my second worst month was probably $20 an hour, significantly better. Steel. And on my very best month, I think I was at $28 or $29 an hour for the whole month. And I would say usually it works out to be about $22 to $25 an hour that I make doing it. Like, that's what most of my months come out around. See, is that copper? Like, it's not magnetic, but it's not brown like copper should be. But that sometimes happens just from sitting in the sun or patining or whatever. So maybe it should be brown if I cut it. Yeah, that's all copper. Look at this, the bag's filling up again already, and we're maybe an eighth of the way through all the interior part of this lot. It's actually kind of getting heavy again too. Good, not complaining, you know, lots of good scrap metal, lots of money. It'll actually be nice because, well, I was gonna say making these videos would be a really easy way to track how long I've spent you know, out collecting garbage and looking for stuff. But most of my videos are going to be cut up because the way the GoPro likes to die on me, I don't like to just film constantly and then cut on my editor later. See, that there's extruded aluminum, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the way that it's formed is different. It's worth a lot more than other aluminum. Anyway, Yeah, so like all I do is I ride around with a GoPro on my head and hit the button. If it turns on, it turns on. I don't know what that is. I think it's plastic. If you find some metal, it's not magnetic. You can scratch it with, typically with a file, but you know, if you don't have a file on you, scratch it on some rocks or some concrete. Yellow will be brass, brown, reddish brown, copper. If it's just like a silver color, probably aluminum. If it's silver and sparkly, kind of looks like Edward Cullen, then that's probably zinc. Stainless steel, it typically has a look to it that you don't even need to scratch it. You can usually tell when something is stainless steel. Those are all the main ones. Lead, you can like hit it with a, you can hit it with something and it'll just like cave in and bend. It's really malleable compared to most other metals. Lead is pretty rare. I've probably only found like 3 or 4 pieces of actual lead. I think that's just steel, isn't it? Yeah. In my entire scrapping career, so I don't even know what lead's worth. I just turned some in on my last trip to the scrapyard the other day, so I could check my receipt that I have. Holy cow, this is getting really heavy. Yeah, and the bags seem to hold up really well to carrying heavy weights, which is great. Yeah, and if they're only 80 cents, you know, if one lasts you a week even, it's probably going to last you more than a week. But even if it only lasts you a week, that's 8, 16, $3.20 a month on bags. You know, if you come out and do it every week, and you're easily, like, I've already made more than that in this bag here, so I think I made that in my first bag of bottles and cans. I can't tell you how excited I am that it's nice and warm out now. It just makes life so much easier and nicer, whether you live in a van or a house. You know, not having to put on 5,000 layers before you go outside and be 3 times thicker and not be able to do anything or move anywhere. Steel. So nice. That's you know, part of the reason I really want to go down to the States in the coming November. I want to avoid this next winter. I like that. It's, you know, safe. Put that big block on that hole. I wonder what's actually under that hole. If I could even move that block. It's not even that dangerous. I guess I wouldn't want to fall down there. You could probably injure your knee or something pretty good falling into that if you didn't see it. Hope my aggressive breathing and grunting isn't too much for you guys, or hopefully maybe you just don't even hear it. That'd be good. This bag's getting pretty heavy. I'm trying to think. You know, I haven't, in this area is a lot of dirt and it's not a lot of scrap metal. Maybe it'd be worth it for me to leave the bag somewhere in the middle between there, and then walk my way back and forth, and as I collect stuff with my hands, just drop it in the bag. Maybe I'll do that. Think smarter, not harder. Can move faster now too, so, you know. Although I'm not getting such a good arm workout. I'm not getting such a great arm workout. That looks like a big chunk of steel. It's really rusty and it's full of concrete anyway. A lot of people, I don't think, would just hop over a fence, and, you know, all these windows and all these people that can see me and call the police, and, you know, because I am technically trespassing, probably, or whatever. I jumped a fence. But a lot of people wouldn't want to come out and do this in the day. They'd be like, oh, the police will come. Well, if you've ever called the police for any reason, you'll know that half the time they don't respond, the other half of the time they take 3-4 hours to respond. Sure, sometimes they do show up almost immediately if they're in the area, or you know, feel like, if they're in the area or they feel like coming by. But I'm on, like, yes, I'm trespassing, but I'm not doing anything wrong. So if the police show up, I have no problem talking to them and just explaining to them what I'm doing. And if they really wanted me to, I'd come and put all the garbage back in the area if they really were worried about it. I don't think even the owners of this plot of land would be worried that I'm, would be angry that I'm in here. The only reason they don't want people in here is because there are hazards, like that hole you can fall in and get hurt. And, the people that own the land don't want to get sued for someone being in here and getting hurt, which I understand. I'm not invincible. I could get hurt, of course, but I'm not fooling around. I'm not in here, messing around or being I'm not in here just for the sake of being in here. I am doing somewhat of a service, not only to the people that own this land, but to Mother Earth itself, cleaning up. So yeah, I'll explain that to the police. In all my experiences dealing with the police, you're nice, calm, cool, collected, agreeable, understanding, and you listen to what they say. They won't, you're not going to get charged or anything like that. They'll just give you a warning. They'll be like, God, please don't be here. Typically. Of course, you can get some pretty bad cops too. I've had a cop get super angry at me once about going the wrong way on my bicycle down a one-way street. Like it's a dead street, there's no cars on it, there's nobody around, and this old cop just had nothing better to do than to get angry at me for technically not following the rules. But even that, I still just got away. I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. Just be agreeable. You don't even have to mean it, obviously. Be agreeable. And I don't know if that's steel. It is, or it's not steel. I know that. It's just that stuff's weird. Clay. It's the same as this. Whatever. Ceramic or clay. I don't know what that is. Not metal. Not worth money. At least that I know of. It probably isn't worth anything. I don't think you can recycle that stuff very well. Well, I guess you could grind it up and mix it with something and repress bricks and stuff out of it, but I don't think there's any shortage on rock to make bricks with, so it's probably not a huge demand for that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll come back and collect all this brick if it's all worth money. Okay. This area is still huge. I'm probably halfway through it now. There's something. What is that? Oh, that looks like part of a faucet. I don't know. Not worth my... It's just a painted brick, and I don't know what that is, but not gonna bother with it. Don't need to grab every bit of stuff out of here, do I? Right, trying to keep the weight in. Looks like this is either gonna be a long video or I'll have to make parts. I have a friend on YouTube. Well, I have a friend in real life. I have multiple friends in real life, but I have one friend who has quite a successful YouTube channel, and he was giving me some pointers when I started my channel, and he was telling me to keep the videos between 11 and 15 minutes because yeah, people typically don't want to watch videos longer than that, and that's long enough to gain revenue or whatever, I think. So that makes sense, but like I don't want, I'm out here for an hour, 2 hours. I'm gonna have a lot longer than a 10 to 15 minute long video. So I either have to put it in parts or say, screw that, I'm making long videos. It'd be nice to hear some input from the people who enjoy these videos as to what they would prefer. I'd rather just put out long videos. I think it'd be easier for me. And you know, I watch a lot of hour plus long videos on YouTube. Just the way I do it is maybe I'll save this back area for last. The way I do it is I just, you know, if I can't watch the full hour, I'll watch as long as I want, you know, 20 minutes, half an hour, and then just open a new tab, and then that way I can come back to the old tab and finish that video. It's not a problem. I imagine other people do that. Imagine some of you guys do that. So let me know if you prefer the shorter 10 to 15 minute long videos, and then having to make videos like this, or the saving the mouse video. Oh, that's cool. That's like clay. It looks like pretty soft. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the end of part 2 of 3 of exploring the vacant lot. So hopefully you guys appreciate the effort that I put into these videos. Could be more effort, I realize. And maybe you guys can like, subscribe, share on Facebook. That would really help. 36 subscribers is decent, but you know, we could be doing better. So yeah, like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Hit the bell notification. Heard that's good. Don't really know what it does, but you know, it's not that hard to do. So yeah, strap on in for the next episode, because it's 31 minutes as well. Hopefully you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Toodaloo.